So if you've been paying attention to the stock market in 2022, what direction have you seen it going? Not good. But when it comes to RVs, you hear stories about the manufacturing plants are going all the way. I mean, they are producing as fast as they can. Wait a minute. Producing more RVs than ever, but their stock price is going down. Doesn't that seem like a contradiction in terms? What the heck is going on? Well, I was wondering the same thing. So I reached out to my friend Kevin Frazer from Cheyenne Camping Center. He's been in the RV industry for more than 50 years. There's nobody smarter, nobody more honest than Kevin Frazer. I wanted to get his perspective and insight because I think it is super valuable. Now, after this quick interview, I'm going to give you my thoughts as to what might be happening in the near future in the RV industry and who might be affected. I know you're not a financial advisor, but you pay attention to the stock market, as do I. And I just don't understand some things. So let me tell you what I don't understand. They say that the first quarter sales of 2022, fourth quarter 2021 that they've reported are still record. I mean, they're making more money than ever before. Why are their stock prices down? People like Thor is down 40% from its high, or more than 40% off of its high back in May of 2021. Why is that if they're making more money than ever before?
That's forward looking. And there are some storm clouds on the horizon for Thor. So people are looking at, you made that money for us last quarter, but what are you going to do for us 5 quarters from now? And the future's not so rosy. Stock market.
In what way? In what way are the storm clouds? Describe for me what you think investors may be seeing.
Oh boy. There's some companies that have made some really junky stuff and they've trashed their reputation. When the market is stable at a normal level, like 600,000 units were built last year. When it comes back down to 400,000 or 500,000, the people that ate their reputation in 2021 aren't going to get their previous share. And that's why they'd be down. If I'm an investor and I'm saying I want to be in the RV space, I'm going to choose the company that is most likely to gain market share, to move forward, the one with the reputation that will allow them to sell goods even in a recessionary environment. And you know how biased I am. I think Forest River's that one, but that's because you got Warren Buffett backing you up. And with the other players, the 2 other major players, you're asking me why their stock has tumbled, and I'm predicting it's going to tumble a lot more.
Really? But what about the retailers? You know, these big national chains, they're certainly off their highs, but they seem to be holding up better than Thor and Winnebago are.
Sure. But if interest rates go up, these guys, all of the major chains, are leveraged up to their eyebrows. They have so much debt, it's spooky. Little guys like me, we worry about foundation capital and never get into a situation where 2-point interest rate would put us out of business. But I'm thinking we're going to be worse than that. And if we have a big run up in interest rates, those chain guys who have way too much debt in my estimation, they've been buying all these stores with nothing but debt. There's no underpinnings there. When their rate, which is all variable priced, it's all debt that marches up with the treasury rate, they're going to be cash negative, and holy smokes.
So what does that mean for me, an RV buyer or somebody?
Well, just a minute ago, you were acting like you were going to buy some stock.
No, I'm just curious at how their stock is going to trickle down to the consumer, the public that walks in and buys something from a company that's going, oh, how are we going to pay the bills?
Okay, well, we got 3 major companies that are making RVs. This was not always the way. Even recently, we had a dozen, 15. Back in my day, there was 50 companies making RVs in the Wayback Machine. And if a company goes bankrupt, the value of that RV, that orphan, is really crashed. However, these are giant public corporations now. Thor is a public corporation in its own right, and Winnebago, which is Grand Design, is a public corporation in its own right. A public corporation almost can't be killed. So they're not going to be orphaned. They may not do well, but they're not going to be orphaned. My brothers and I signed up exclusively with Forest River for the reason that we won't have to worry about that for another reason. Warren Buffett's never going to go broke. So we went with the Warren Buffett's company.
Last time we spoke, a few months ago, the part situation was dire. It's still not where we want it to be. What's going on there?
I just met with my panel beaters, the body shop. It's horrific. It's hand to mouth on getting crash parts. That was bad in the past, but now they suffer from when they've got a contract to rebuild something that was in a storm or collision. They're getting their parts orders canceled without any explanation, and you don't find out until it's too late. Why? There are huge selections, huge categories of body parts, panels, and mechanical parts that can get crashed or crushed that are simply on back order. And why is that? Well, the first duty that, let's say, somebody that makes the aluminum skin for a recreational vehicle has is to keep the factory humming. So their first responsibility is to make sure that those factories don't have any shutdowns. That's squeezing the parts availability. And it also squeezes the parts of availability on even warranty claims. You got a burnout on a microwave, you can't even get one right now. My guys seem to be able to find them. The trouble is they have to find them at the right price because the warranty won't pay the price we're having to pay. But that's a short-term problem. It should sort out. Now, I believe that RV production is going to slow down a little bit, and that should loosen up the parts problems. Now, when am I talking about this getting solved out? Sorry, 2023.
Really? But you think that we're going to drop that? The prediction is that the sales are going to still stay strong, but we're not going to drop all the way down to 400,000 units this year, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Really?
That'd be a little precipitous, but it wouldn't surprise me if we were in the 400s. Production rate right now is putting us in the low 400s.
So that would be a reduction of at least 20% from last year.
Yeah, it'll be more than that. Yeah, last year was an aberration at 600,000, and everybody said, well, it's going to be 600,000 every year from now on, and soon 700,000, because that's the way humans are. They look at a trend line and see only up, up, and away. You know that. You know what Kevin said about human beings wanting to be optimistic about looking in the future? We all want to be optimistic. At the same time, I try to be realistic, and sometimes what I see is not very pretty. I believe that the last 2 years in the RV industry, the success has been due to the pandemic and people wanting to socially distance. Not Captain Obvious here, as they say, but it's the Fed has printed so much money, the interest rates have been low, the desire has been there to get out and escape, and there's no better way to do it than by RVing. So the last 2 years have been a boom in this industry, and that is good on many points. However, times have changed. Look at the stock market. What has happened over the last, 3 months? What happened since January? The stock market has been on a downward trajectory. How low will it go? I don't know. Will it reverse? I don't know. I'm not a financial planner. But it doesn't look good in my opinion. To me, I think that a lot of manufacturers, a lot of dealers, even a lot of us consumers are going to wake up. Some of us are already awake, and we don't like what we see. It's kind of like having a big bender the night before. You wake up with serious hangover. So for me, I see a lot of people are going to be negatively affected, and you better be prepared. Hey, what do they say? It's better to have a parachute and not need it than need one and not have it. What do you think? Do you see storm clouds ahead on the horizon? Or do you think that this is just a temporary bump in the road and smooth sailing is right around the corner? Post your comments below. Let me know. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.